Now the question at hand, are the ancient Egyptians people of color, or quote unquote black people? Now it's amazing that it's 2020 and we have to still deal with that question, as if we cannot go back to the ancient pyramids and it's written all over the walls, the color of the true Egyptians. Not only that, we have been given this thinking process to believe that Egypt specifically, which is in Africa, was inhabited by nothing but European looking people. That's what we are told to believe. Now this makes me think of a quote that speaks, when a lie is all that is known, the truth becomes inconceivable. Adolf Hitler even said that if you tell a lie big enough and you speak it frequent enough, it will be believed as the truth. Even Napoleon spoke and said history is a web of lies that has been agreed upon. Now, let's look at the truth of the matter, right? We talked about the ancient artifacts, but we also have explorers that was there during that time that gave us detailed information on what the actual ancient Egyptian looked like, because it's going to be imperative for us to understand what the ancient Hebrew Israelites looked like according to the scripture. So now let's look at some of the explorers and look at some of the things, because they was eyewitnesses of the accounts of what the Egyptians looked like, and allow the truth of history to be spoken of. Gerald Massey, an English writer, the author of the book Egypt, the Light of the World, he wrote, "The dignity is so ancient that the insignia of the pharaoh evidently belonged to the time when the Egyptians were nothing but the girdle of the Negro." Also, Sir Richard Francis Burton, a 19th century English explorer, a writer and linguist, in 1883 wrote to General Massey. He said, "You are quite right about the African origin of the Egyptians. I have 100 human skulls to prove it." Let's go even further. Scientist R.T. Pritchett states in his book, The Natural History of Man, he said, "In their complexion and physical attributes, the Egyptians were an African race." Now let's speak to somebody that was there at that time. Somebody that actually had dealings with the Egyptian and spoke to them and seen them face to face, that can describe what they look like and their physical characteristics. Somebody that was there that recorded in their records what they seen, not based off what years of what people said when they just wrote things in a book to get people to believe because they had an agenda in which they was trying to bring forth, but somebody that had dealings with them. Now let's see what he wrote for us to be able to discover. The ancient Greek historian Herodotus, who visited Egypt in the 5th century BCE, he saw the Egyptians face to face and described them as black-skinned, woolly-haired people. Again, he described them as black-skinned, woolly-haired people. He didn't describe them as European. He didn't describe them as having straight-up blonde hair. Black-skinned, woolly-haired people, because this was the characteristics of people of color even in that time.